funeral in his homeland of Zambia, while the family wanted to bury him in South Africa. Discussions between the two groups have stalled with the court battle now at the appeal stage. On to this now. South Africa's Economic Freedom Fighters leader Julius Malema has accused the Constitutional Court of being captured by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Malema was addressing hundreds of supporters during a march at the Constitutional Court in Johannesburg. They want the Apex Court to immediately rule on a matter involving the theft of $580,000 at Ramaphosa's Palapala farm. Judgment was reserved in November last year. Malema has rejected Chief Justice Mandi Samaya's assertion that the delay is due to a backlog of cases.
For more than a year, the highest court in the land cannot produce a simple judgment on whether Parliament acted rationally or irrationally when they voted against the panel recommendation. This constitutional court have embarrassed the whole country. We were told our constitution will protect us. How can the judges not use the constitution to protect the people of South Africa against a criminal that is occupying the office of the president? Chief Justice Mukwege said there was an attempt to capture the judiciary.
And the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has confirmed that the imposed permanently pause migration from all third world countries by U.S. President Donald Trump applies to only 19 specific countries. This decision was influenced by a violent incident where an Afghan man shot and killed a National Guard member while injuring another near the White House. The announcement represents a further toughening of his stance on immigration. When asked by the BBC which countries were on the list, the agency pointed to a June proclamation by the White House that included Afghanistan, Cuba, Haiti, Iran, Somalia and Venezuela, amongst others. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matabela Mahape.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Your weekend escape starts with the Oasis with Lizako Muhlanga. Music and fresh perspective.
Just gone 6 minutes after 6 a.m. on a beautiful, beautiful morning. It seems like the sun is on leave. Who told the sun to take a holiday, man? It's been a while since we've seen it. Welcome to the Oasis with me, Ntsako Mhlanga. Thank you so much for choosing the African way to wake up. A lovely way to wake up this morning. And we're going to get into authors and all things literature in the very first hour. We're going to be speaking to the founder of Booked and Busy. So important to name your business in an appropriate way, hey? Imagine naming your business Booked and Busy and now you are literally booked and busy. They are super, super busy during the season. Nombuyiselo Sithole is going to be joining us a little bit later. And of course, we're going to be getting into a nice quiz. You know, I feel like we can't have a literature corner without having a fun quiz about our books. You know, how much do we actually know about our books? And we're going to be also chatting to Unomawele Njongo, who is the author of the searing memoir, Abortion by the Womb of Democracy, which speaks to the fight against gender-based violence. We're going to be unpacking that, particularly the title. I really want to understand, you know, what went into it, and I want to know, you know, why we chose the words that we chose. And you know, when it comes to authors, you know, you can't just see things from face value. You have to really understand that it is intentional, from the naming of the book to the way that they authored it, to the style, the language, the tone, everything. And then in the second hour, we're going to be speaking to the Activate team. I'm going to be finding out a little bit more about what they are up to during the 16 days of activism. Later on, we're going to be talking about branding for the youth, how young people are taking forth branding, and some of the opportunities that are given to African young people within the branding and PR space. So it's going to be an absolutely lovely one. On social media, we are at Channel Africa 1, or on WhatsApp +276 406 9126. How was your week? Did we have a good week? Did we have a productive week? It was a very busy week on my end. I'm really choosing this weekend to rest. I know I had things planned, but to be honest, I think if I push my body any further this week, I don't know, man. But what's nice about doing what you love is that you don't necessarily regret anything that you do. You actually get excited about coming into work. So, moral of the story, make sure that you do what you love. It will barely feel like a job. Trust me. Everything else was frustrating, but everything that I do here is so fulfilling, and it's exciting. Kind of ending off November like this. I think November was a bit of a challenging month, I must admit. It was one of those months where a lot of endings, a lot of closed chapters, forcibly closed chapters, but we can't wait to see what 2026 has in store. I don't consider December a month. I consider it just 31 Fridays. That's what I consider December. So technically, we are done with the year. Anything that people expect from us in December, just give them the best excuse ever. You'll get it in the new year. You'll get it in the new year. We've got amazing music coming up as well. We've got Joel Zuma who's coming up. We've got Faceless coming up. We've got Burna Boy coming up. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And let us know if there's a particular jammy jam that you want to hear this morning on a +276 406 9126. This is the Oasis with me, Ntsako Mhlanga. Welcome to the show.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
There's a Ugandan lawmaker. His name is Atkins Katusabe, who speaks with an American accent in Parliament. So the parliamentarians have complained that we don't understand what you are saying.
Listen to him.
Come on.
Mr. Speaker, I think this is a disaster that could cause an extinction of our entire community. Going to procedure.
Mr. Speaker, the English that is trying to put this matter here is confusing a number of us and making us miss very serious issue. He needs to speak the common English of Uganda. The English is too much.
Need a piece of paper so that we'll be able to read. The English is too much. I picture him saying order, out of order.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time. The Oasis with Ntsako Mhlanga.
Sabatenya qalaza tenya lalela angono sayikhumbula indlela ezekhaya ngiyazi ukhona ngiyazi uyaphila ingakho ngizibuza ukuthi awuzwa yini Uzobuya tando ngiyazuzongizwa futhi ngiyazuzobuya tando ngiyazuzongizwa tando sekudalo hambele tando zongikhumbula nami tando sekudalo hambele tando ngiyadinga buya buya tando buya tithi buya
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa. The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Muranziwa wa mina. Muranziwa means my love in Xitsonga. So if you're listening to this, just know that you are my love. Yes. You and I are an item. We're dating. We are together. So I love you, baby. Why are you blushing? Why are you blushing? Like, haven't you heard somebody confessing their love to you? I mean, you gotta get used to it now, because I'm gonna tell you every day that I love you. I can tell you, there's so many people who are never told they are loved. I come to the studio every Monday, 12 to 3, because I've got an appointment with you. I take you serious. Forget about the other person, right? Moranziwa.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege.
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Hutokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalamu, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800 428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
Ease into your weekend morning. It's the Oasis with Nthako Muhlanga. Only on Channel Africa.
It's just a paranoia, me. Shorty said she wanna love, said I ain't ready, but she don't know my paranoia is heavy. So I said, baby, go slow and steady. Don't wanna fall in love when I'm not ready. What if I didn't have no money? Tell me, would you be there for me? I let the paranoia get the best of me. I think I let the paranoia get the best of me. Oh no, I mean I know I wanna leave, but I don't know. Don't want a case of I said so. Maybe you can call me crazy, but I know not me and you don't flow. Sometimes I be thinking that we're just fine. Sometimes I be thinking that we don't rhyme. Cause don't nobody ever wanna waste no time. That's the reason why I think about it sometimes. Sometimes I be thinking to myself, say if I know drive Benz, would you still brag to your friends? These are the things that cross my mind, only sometimes. Shorty said she wanna love, said I ain't ready, but she don't know my paranoia is heavy. So I said, baby, go slow and steady. Don't wanna fall in love when I'm not ready. What if I didn't have no money? Tell me, would you be there for me? I let the paranoia get the best of me. I think I let the paranoia get the best of me. Oh no, I mean I know I wanna leave, but I don't know. Don't want a case of I said so. Maybe you can call me crazy, but I know not me and you don't flow. See, I met her sometime back in December, chilling with my guys by the bodega. Said that she's looking for a defender, but I don't know if I'm dealing with a pretender. See, I think this girl trying to finesse me. She already asking for Giuseppe. Say you want love cause I get plenty, but sure you gonna love me when it's empty. Shorty said she wanna love, said I ain't ready, but she don't know my paranoia is heavy. So I said, baby, go slow and steady. Don't wanna fall in love when I'm not ready. What if I didn't have no money? Tell me, would you be there for me? I let the paranoia get the best of me. I think I let the paranoia get the best of me. Oh no, I mean I know I wanna leave, but I don't know. I just don't want a case of I said so. Maybe you can call me crazy, but I know not me and you don't flow.
The ups Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
From Channel Africa. We're about to have ourselves a good time right now.
Yeah, man, brother, man.
It's a whole thing.
You've partnered up with Focalistic, based on a true story.
You know, it's actually crazy for you to put it like that, partnered up. You know, this is someone I look up to from a very long time. 3 years ago, we put out a single, Pele Pele.
Yeah.
You know, that was my first record with him. This project, based on a true story, the album was so highly anticipated and premeditated on our end, you know, because something we constantly, you know, kept on going back and forth about, but we never actioned it. It's actually quite crazy because all of this is happening whilst we are both working on our albums. You know, I'm working on my album 31314 because there's a record, 31314, the interlude. So it's like a prelude to the album, you know.
Let me pronounce it properly. Is it 31314? 31314.
The Upside, live and real. It's dynamic. Start your weekend grounded and refreshed. Join Zako Muhlanga on the Oasis, Saturday from 6 till 9, only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
6:24 Central African Time. Welcome back to the Oasis with me, Nzako Mhlanga. Thank you for choosing a very lovely African way to wake up this morning. We're going to kickstart our conversation with a nice chat about our books. You know, what was your reading capacity like this year? We speak a lot about what people did in the gym and, you know, your gym goals and your weight goals. But what about your reading goals, my boy? Are you reading the way that you should be reading? Are you reading as much as you should be reading? And I can't wait to find out more about that. I think it's important for us to make sure that while we're creating physical goals like our bodies and stuff, but it's important for you to read. Pick up a book, honey. Touch some grass and read a book. It's so important to be well informed with these things. And we are going to be chatting about, you know, the online bookstore called Booked and Busy. And we're going to be speaking to the founder, Unombuiselo Sithole, to find out a little bit more about this. And we're also going to play like a little quick game to make sure that we know what's happening even in our books. And we're closing off November. We have a beautiful yet mind-jogging spotlight on a young visionary who's reshaping South Africa's reading culture, one post, one book, and one inspired reader at a time. The founder of Booked and Busy is proving that reading is not only powerful, but it is fashionable, modern, and deeply transformative. This site was launched in 2025 of October. Imagine that. And in just 2 months, people are flocking. It is genuinely booked and busy. Joining us is founder Nombuiselo Sithole. Nombuiselo, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
We're 1 month into operations. How has everything gone?
It's going well. I feel like from October, I started in October, around mid-October, and I feel like business has grown from then to now. I did not expect it, but yeah, it's going well.
And what made you start this amazing venture of an online bookstore?
You know what, to be honest with you, funny enough, a book brought me here.
Oh, okay.
So I read a lot of self-help books, and the book that I was reading is called The One Thing by Gary Keller. The author is Gary Keller. And the book basically talks about what is the one thing that you can do that by doing that, everything else becomes easier and some things become unnecessary. And for me, my one thing, I identified my one thing as books, and I decided to turn that into a business, and that's how it came about.
And with the bookstore, you know, I know that some bookstores focus on a specific genre of books. Others focus on, you know, different types of genres. Which one did you want to focus on in your bookstore in particular?
Honestly, there was not a specific genre that I wanted to focus on. I want different books to be available for people. I want African literature to be available for people. I want thriller novels to be available. romance, anything that you can think of. And that's what I'm working on. And I'm currently also trying to get I'm in talks with publishers and authors to try and get the books on my page, on my website. I'm working on a website as well, an e-commerce website. And I'm working on it. And soon, in a few weeks, everything will be, in order.
You are really booked and busy, honey. So let's talk about the reading culture in Africa as a whole.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
Yeah. I feel like it can grow. I don't think we are where we should be. We have a lot of non-readers. And funny enough, some of my customers are first-time readers, and that is so fulfilling for me. And I get requests. They're like, okay, I'm a first-time reader. What kind of books can you request from what you have? And then I will read the blurb and then suggest books accordingly. And so, it is fulfilling for me to know that I have first-time readers and that we're growing. Like I'm saying, I don't think we're where we should be. I mean, a lot of people do read, but a lot of people in the townships, for example, don't read a lot. And I feel like we need to try and find ways to break that. And and I'm hoping that the business will tap into that. And
And online versus, physical copies, what do you think sells more, especially with people? Do they prefer reading online or do they prefer having the hard copy?
Hard copy. Even for myself, I prefer. I prefer hard copy. I prefer hard copy, and I feel like people prefer hard copies, and I think that's why I'm getting a lot of customers, because with my books are hard copies. They buy online, but they're hard copies. It's not like PDF books or ebooks. So I think they prefer. I think it's just nice having to touch a book and have it physically.
I think we're gonna take a short break, and then when we come back, let's play a little game. Let's play a quiz, and let's play a quiz, and we will see, who between you and I knows our books, girl. No, don't worry. We are in this together, my girl. Don't you? I will never leave you. Don't worry. It's going to be an interesting one. This is the Oasis. It is 6:30 Central African time. Let's take a short break.
The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Moranziwa means my love in Xitsonga. So if you're listening to this, just know that you are my love. Yes. You and I are an item. We are dating. We are together. So I love you, baby. Why are you blushing? Why are you blushing? Like, haven't you heard somebody confessing their love to you? I mean, you gotta get used to it now, because I'm gonna tell you this every day, that I love you. I can tell you, there are so many people who are never told they are loved. I come to the studio every Monday, 12 to 3, because I've got an appointment with you. I take you serious. Forget about the other person, right? Moranziwa.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. Stay tuned to Channel Africa. Stream us on our new and updated website, channelafrica.co.za. Wake up with the Oasis.
6:31 Central African time. Welcome back to it. We are joined by Nombuyiselo Sithole, who is the founder of Booked and Busy. Girl, are you ready?
I'm not.
I promise.
Not, but let's do it.
I promise you and I in this together. All right. Okay. We are doing our quiz for Booked and Busy. Nombuyiselo Sithole, you're not against anyone. I'm just going to ask you, give me a good answer, yes or no, or the person's name, and we take it from there. Great. Question number 1. Which South African author wrote The Yearning, a novel celebrated for its poetic storytelling? Is it A, Zakes Mda, B, Muhale Mashego, or C, Lebu Mazibuko?
Muhale.
Ding, 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 ding. She got it right, ladies and gentlemen. And question number 2, true or false? Booked and Busy started as a physical bookstore before becoming fully online.
False.
Girl, that's your business.
It's not physical bookshop. It's online.
Perfect. Ding, 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 ding. She got it right. Question number 3. Which African classic features the famous line, "Things fall apart, the center cannot hold"? Is it A, nervous conditions, B, the beautiful ones are not yet born, or C, things fall apart?
Things fall apart.
Ding, ding, ding. Girl, you on a roll. Why were you worried? Question number 4. In which month do South Africans celebrate National Book Week? Is it A, September, B, March, or C, June?
September.
Ding, 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 ding. Listen, if you get this right, honey, you've got a 5 out of 5 for this game.
Gosh,
okay.
I am okay, the pressure.
The last one. Finish the title of this popular self-help book. Atomic
Habits.
Oh, Michael. You know what, ne? You are booked and busy, my dear.
Listen.
That was not an easy one.
It wasn't.
I'm so proud of you. So what are some of the plans that we can look forward to with Booked and Busy?
Like I mentioned earlier, I'm starting an e-commerce website so that my customers can order directly from the website. That will be ready soon. And I would love to also get into charitable work with anything that has to do with books and reading, especially in the townships and anything of that sort with kids and whatnot. I would love to get into that. And I'm also working on bookish merchandise.
Wow.
That's also on the pipeline. So be on the lookout on the page, booked_n_busy on social media. And so I'm going to have all of that coming soon. And I'm hoping that by end of December, I'll have everything up and running. And yeah. That's about it.
Nombuyiselo, I'm so excited for you. I think this is an absolutely amazing initiative. And thank you so much for contributing to our reading culture. I think it's important that young people are also spearing ahead the reading culture that we need to cultivate within Africa.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yes.
I really wish people would see the gold that is within books. So I'm grateful that you're doing this for us.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Amazing stuff. It is a 6:36 of Central African Time. That was Nombuyiselo Sithole, who is the founder of Booked and Busy Online, a bookstore. She won the quiz 5 out of 5. So, hey, she deserves this bookstore. She deserves it, truly. We're going to get into a conversation just soon with another fellow author, Nomawele Njongo, who's the author of the searing memoir, Abortion by the Womb of Democracy. And we're going to pack it a little bit further. But for now, it is 6:36 Central African Time. Let's enjoy some music right here on the Oasis.
Channel Africa and you have got something in common. The thirst for knowledge. Wake up with the Oasis.
Yeah. Starboy day for you. Starboy day for you. Baby girl, you find yourself though. Girl, you make my head red. Anytime you know they close to me. Yeah. Baby girl, now you I want to. Baby, shey na me you want to. Make we dey 1 + 1 or 2. Yeah. 1 liter, oh say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh say 1 liter. It be only you be my desire.
yeah, yeah. Making it right, making just this time for you, though. So good. Open up my mind, and only you did my mind, though. Yeah. Baby girl, you find yourself, though. Girl, you make my head red, though. Anytime you know they close to me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby girl, now you I want, though. Baby, shine on me, you want, though. Make we day 1 + 1 or 2, yeah, yeah, yeah. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. It be only you be my desire, oh. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. Only your water be burn my fire, oh. Yeah, yeah. Star boy day for you. Star boy day for you. This kind of love where I get see no corny, yo. Baby, I'm gonna shine with you to the morning, yo. This way I'm gonna do for you, girl, you know funny, yo. Don't be gonna love, man, use you play. Although, everywhere you go, baby, I go be your handbag. Gone on the days, me, I go let you stand for. Yeah, yeah. Making it right, making just this stand for you, though. So good. Open up my mind, and only you did my mind, though. Yeah. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. It be only you be my desire, oh. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. 1 liter, oh, say 1 yacha. 1 liter, oh, say 1 liter. Only your water be burn my fire, oh. Yeah, yeah. Star boy day for you.
Kid with the fever coming through, and the only fever I have is the fever of love for you. Every single person who tunes into the Oasis from 6 to 9 on Saturdays and Sundays, trust me, you have all the love that I have to give today. Welcome to the show. We are well into the very first hour of the show, and I'm hoping you're having a lovely morning so far, or you're just waking up defrosting to the day. Whatever the case is, I'm just hoping that you are feeling great and you are in a good spirit. On social media, we are at Channel Africa 1, and on WhatsApp +27634069126. So when I saw this title, I had to read it twice because I wanted to understand what it meant. Abortion by the womb of democracy. Very, very deep. As South Africa observes the 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children, we are reminded that the fight against gender-based violence is not only a social struggle, but deeply political. Today, we are joined by a woman whose story exposes the uncomfortable truth about what happens when the very democracy meant to protect women becomes a weapon against them. Nomawele Njongo, who is the author of the series memoir, Abortion by the Womb of Democracy, chronicles her harrowing journey of surviving political sexual masculinity, abuse, violation, and intimidation by the hands of powerful men who were entered or entrusted with upholding democratic values. And Nomawele joins us on the line. Nomawele, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for this topic and the title. Please explain to me, and I'm sure everyone else as well, when you say abortion by the womb of democracy, what are you describing?
Thank you sir, for the platform. First of all, let me greet the listeners or the viewers as well. Okay, the title rests on the powerful metaphor, reimagining as a womb, a vessels. So my title confronts the reality of what happens when that democracy space is leading to miscarriages of justice and opportunities.
Ooh, that is a sexy play on words. Miscarriages of justice, abortion by the womb of democracy. Nomawele, I see you. I see you, Queen.
Yes.
That was an insane wordplay. And I knew it. I felt it. That's why I was yeah?
It only came when I was done writing my book. I had another title in mind, surprisingly.
No. This one.
The moment I was rereading my book, the manuscript, then the title came after I just completed it. Then I started reading it.
Oh, I wish to be a fly on the wall in your creative sessions, hey? But talk to us about this. I mean, it's quite a bold claim, you know, it's quite a bold statement to make, to say that democracy does not protect a woman. How is this displayed?
It's happened. My incident happened when I was a 21-year-old. And I had just turned 21. And I was working as an employee in the Parliament of South Africa. And I know a lot of people will not think that such things could happen. When I went through that in the place where I'm supposed to be protected, that's how I felt. I went through. And during the time of my incident back in 2021, I was only 21. And the word GBV was not yet a name that is used. It was not existing at the time, and it was not easy to speak at the time, you know, because there were a lot of voices out there speaking about this thing, you know. So it wasn't easy. It was like I was watching a movie when my life was turned down, and in the same place where I was expecting so much.
And Nomawele, if I may ask sensitively, of course, you know, what happened?
Well, okay. I was sexually harassed by the chief whip of the parliament. Back then, was a chief whip. He wanted to sleep with me using his own position. And I was called to go to work, and were taken by the shuttle to his parliamentary village. And there were other colleagues, but I didn't know their names because I was still new in the place. And there were other male guests, about plus or minus 8, but I only recognized 1 or 2 faces because I was still new at the place. So my situation is different. It's when like you are being called by other people that are senior, and then to go and help. And usually back then, when we were supposed to work, maybe after working hours, we would be told in advance. However, it didn't happen because they had other plans. Yeah? And it was just the 25th of October. Apparently, it was his birthday, and which means there was going to be a birthday present.
You know what's gut-wrenching about this is that you're 21, you have this whole career ahead of you, and now you're sitting here looking at the leaders that you were supposed to be looking up to, and they betray you in this manner. You know, how did you navigate the mental aspect of it post that incident? All right, so we're going to fix our network issues with Nomawele. We're going to give her a moment to just move around so that we make sure we get the best of this conversation. It is a 6:47 Central African time. Let's take a short break.
The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
From Channel Africa, about to have ourselves a good time right now. One twara.
Come on, brother.
It's a whole thing.
You've partnered up with Focalistic, based on a true story.
You know, it's actually crazy for you to put it like that, partnered up. You know, this is someone I look up to from a very long time. 3 years ago, we put out a single, Pele Pele.
Yeah.
You know, that was my first record with him. This project, based on a true story, the album was so highly anticipated and premeditated on our end, you know, because something we constantly, you know, kept on going back and forth about, but we never actioned it. It's actually quite crazy because all of this is happening whilst we are both working on our albums. You know, I'm working on my album 3-13-14 because there's a record, 3-13-14, the interlude. So it's like a prelude to the album, you know.
Properly, is it 3-1-3-14? 3-13-14.
The Upside, live and real. It's dynamic. Wake up with Oasis.
12 minutes to go before we head to the top of the hour. We are still in conversation with Unomawele Njongo, who is the author of the searing memoir, which is Abortion by the Womb of Democracy. Nomawele, yes, let's pick up from that conversation. So we were chatting about the mental effects that it had afterwards. I mean, watching your senior treat you like that, someone that you had admired, I wonder what the experience was. Please talk to us about it.
Yeah, I was shattered. My whole life was shattered. It was like I was watching the entire movie of my life being out, like turns upside down. And at the time when things were happening, I felt like I was seeing myself. I was able to watch whatever that was going through to myself at the time, because colleagues were against me. People in general, like they were people, they always take side of the strong people, and also threats. I received death threats as well, and my family was threatened. Everything was turned upside down. It took me some years to heal. The healing process was not very easy. Even when I thought I got healed, I also got targeted. I was targeted even after some years back, and in such a way that even I end up, even when the job I was also, after I left Parliament working, because I moved to Lutule House, I was also targeted in such a way that even losing my job was this case related. After that, I struggled to get job for many, many years. So it wasn't easy. It's not easy to speak out, but I still encourage people to speak out.
And I mean, Nomawele, it's I always say that if it's an unknown person, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, right? But I mean, these are people that are still gracing Parliament to this day. What is your experience with that? And does that kind of inspire you to pen down the memoir? Because these are not people that are in your past. They are on TV. You could be having the best day ever, and then you just see that person again, and you get triggered all over again.
The thing is, they support each other. They stand together, even though the person was removed from power, but because of the comrades stand to each other. Like if you know cult members, cult people, they support and defend their own. Even if it's wrong. I lost the job. And many people knew that I was not working, but nobody came through for me. Nobody assisted me. My life was God only turned up. Imagine at the time I'm losing the job, I've got 2 children that are young.
Oh my word. That is just something
now
else.
They completed matric. They completed matric by the grace of God. But life, I don't want to lie, after speaking out, it's costed opportunity. So there was an abortion of my opportunities. There was an abortion of my voice.
Yeah, the interesting part is that now you're able to kind of draw the picture in your mind of how that rupture happens, and perhaps even with that, because abortions are never preempted. You never say, okay, no, I know it's going to be coming, or I know it's going to take place in like 2 days' time. No. It's something that just springs upon you and it just rips from the inside. So the fact that you mentioning that, I think is quite appropriate, because even the imaging of it. Talk to us about what are some of the lessons that you want people to learn from this memoir.
People to break their silence, because being silent does not mean safe, and being silent doesn't mean consent. So people must break the cycle of abuse and stand together and say, let's stop this violence, this pandemic. And also some of the lesson is I would like boy children to get mentored so that we can tackle the toxic masculinity in South Africa. Because through my story, I learned this battle isn't about me. It is the struggle of many women and girls in society. As you still see today, it's still, even after the abuse, there are awareness. Back then, there were not a lot of awareness, but now there are awareness, but still this pandemic is going through every day. So I think now we must not be reactionary. We need to focus on preventions rather than the after effects.
And where can we find this memoir?
It's on Amazon, and now to me, which means you can go to Kwazitina Publishers website, or you can contact me in my email info@kwazitina.co.za or 061-446-1891.
Exciting stuff. And thank you for your vulnerability. I can imagine having your whole world be put out there, you know, and you're going against people who can easily just get rid of it. I mean, listen to the language that is spoken now in these ad hoc committees. You know, the way people treat other people is just completely inhumane. And I really appreciate your vulnerability in this case.
Nothing new under the sun. You must know there's nothing new under the sun.
It's unfortunate to hear that, you know. It's quite scary, because when you joined Parliament, you said you were 21 in the early 2000s, right?
2006.
2006.
I'm 40 years now.
Yeah, ooh, beautiful and 40. 2006, I was 7 years old. So
wow.
You basically saying the lifespan of someone who can actually work and generate an income, nothing has changed in that time. So surely it should be unwritten by man. Really, if there are laws that are allowing this to happen, then it should be unwritten by man. But I thank you for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you sell out. You said, where can we find your book?
Amazon and from Kwazitina Publishers. I'm a publisher as well.
Amazing.
I publish books.
Amazing. Nomawela, you are fantastic, and thank you so much for your dedication to literature.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic stuff. Nomawela Njogo, who is the author of the searing memoir, Abortion by the Womb of Democracy. It's quite sad how systems are promoting for the harm of women. It's crazy. It's crazy that in those many years, you can still have someone who is still saying, listen, these systems don't change. People don't change. They're still speaking like this. Like, how scary is that? It is 6:55 at Central African time. Let me know your thoughts on our WhatsApp. +2763406 9126.
The River of Wisdom on the Oasis.
Adia telonge na bina usabwa munyenge binyola sibi lobeni mumusima sidibe ananika enu anyambe na belemo tumimbu tumbande bate ya moetube ala betomba sila ne tomba aye ala betomba sila ne tomba we mama miomba we maman n'a pas vu non 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 maman ne l'a pas vu non 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 hey hey elle ne l'a pas vu non et oui elle n'a pas les maman ne l'a pas vu non 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 binyomena loben matoilo tate sosenga mwendi mumwawe matete na mulema usitimbe ananika eno wanyambe na belemo tumimbu mitumbande bate ya moedube alabe tomba silane tomba aye alabe tomba silane tomba we a mama miomba we maman n'a pas vu non 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 maman ne l'a pas vu non 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 eh eh elle ne l'a pas vu non et oui elle n'a pas les maman ne l'a pas vu non 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 eh eh maman n'a pas vu maman n'a pas vu non non elle ne l'a pas vu non 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 eh eh elle ne l'a pas vu non et oui elle n'a pas les maman ne l'a pas vu non 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 anyangwa miwo ala betomba na usatondona omewa uchungwa chemba munango na timbino no bwetomba munyenge ala betomba silane tomba aye ala betomba silane tomba we a maman miomba we maman n'a pas vu non Maman n'a pas vu, non, non, non. Maman ne l'a pas vu, non, non, non. Elle ne l'a pas vu, non. Viviane Ballet, maman ne l'a pas vu, non, non, non. Elle ne l'a pas vu d'abord. Oh, elle ne l'a pas vu. Elle ne l'a pas vu. Elle est d'abord. Oh, ma body, bébé.
The River of Wisdom on the Oasis.
6:59 Central African time. Welcome back to it. Some music coming through there to keep us feeling warm today. I don't know what's up with the weather. I had hopes. I left the house with hopes that it was going to be kind, but nope. I left my jacket, so hey, we suffer the consequences. It is 7 a.m. Central African time. It's time for news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Nzako. Top stories this hour. Guinea-Bissau's coup called a sham by West African political figures, and UN condemns Israel detention practices. Good morning. Senegal's Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko and Nigeria's former President Goodluck Jonathan have expressed skepticism regarding the legitimacy of Guinea-Bissau's toppling of President Umaru Sissoco Embalo. They labelled it a fabricated coup without presenting evidence. Following Embalo's removal, the military suspended the electoral process just before the election results were to be announced, ostensibly to prevent political destabilization. The military has appointed a transitional leader, General Hota Anta. The African Union and ECOWAS has suspended Guinea-Bissau in response to the military takeover. Political reaction is mixed, with some citizens supporting the army's actions for potential improvements in governance, while others are opposed to military rule. And police in Nigeria say 11,000 officers who were assigned to look after VIPs will be transferred to other roles in order to strengthen frontline security. There is a growing concern about the tide of violence in the country. The BBC's Chris Ewoko has the details.
This figure underscores how deeply entrenched VIP protection had become in Nigeria's policing culture. It is President Tinubu's boldest security reform yet. For decades, Nigeria's police force has been overstretched, with thousands of officers diverted to guard VIPs rather than protect ordinary citizens. Reports indicate that some VIPs even had multiple officers assigned to their families and properties, leaving rural communities virtually unpoliced.
And Tarsila Lungu, the daughter of the late Zambian former president Edgar Lungu, has lost her seat in Zambia's parliament due to the continued absence. This was revealed during a ruling delivered yesterday by Zambia's Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti. Tarsila Lungu has been in South Africa since her father, former President Lungu, passed away on the 5th of June this year in a Pretoria hospital. Lungu, however, has not been laid to rest as yet, as the Zambian government and the Lungu family are at odds over his final resting place. The government wants to afford him an official funeral in his homeland of Zambia, while the family wants to bury him in South Africa. Discussions between the two groups have stalled, with the court battle at the appeals stage. And South Africa's economic freedom fighters leader, Julius Malema, has accused the Constitutional Court of being captured by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Malema was addressing hundreds of supporters during a march at the Constitutional Court in Johannesburg. They want the Apex Court to immediately rule on a matter involving the theft of $580,000 at Ramaphosa's Palapala farm. Judgment was reserved in November last year. Malema has rejected Chief Justice Mandisa Maya's assertion that the delay is due to a backlog of cases.
For more than a year, the highest court in the land cannot produce a simple judgment on whether Parliament acted rationally or irrationally when they voted against the the panel recommendation. This constitutional court have embarrassed the whole country. We were told our constitution will protect us. How can the judges not use the constitution to protect the people of South Africa against a criminal that is occupying the office of the president? Chief Justice Mukwege said there was an attempt to capture the judiciary.
A United Nations committee says that there is evidence that Israel is operating a state policy of organized and widespread torture. However, Israel says it always follows international law. The BBC's Morgan Fawkes has the details.
The UN committee heard harrowing testimony from Israeli and Palestinian human rights groups about conditions in Israeli detention centres. The committee was especially critical of Israel's use of its enemy combatants law to detain whole groups of Palestinians, including children, pregnant women and the elderly. The committee urged Israel to launch independent investigations into allegations of torture and to ensure those responsible, including senior military officers, were held accountable.
A recap of the top story. Senegal's Prime Minister and former Nigerian President have stated they do not view the military ousting of Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Sissoco Embalo as a genuine coup. This occurred just before the announcement of election results, which the military has since suspended, claiming it to have halted a plot to destabilize the nation. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2 711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapula Mahape.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Your weekend escape starts with the Oasis with Nsaku Muhlanga. Music and fresh perspective.
It is 5 minutes after 7 a.m. Central African time. So when I was presenting with Tebogo, he calls the middle hour of every show the golden hour. So, and he said, you know, I can use it. So welcome to the golden hour of the Oasis. And we are going to be chatting about 16 days of activism. A lot of activities are going to be taking place during this time. So make sure you let us know as well so we can support on Channel Africa 1 on WhatsApp +2 763 406 9126. You know, I had a couple of questions, man. And I think it was important, you know, to kind of answer those questions. Because the one thing that I feel like we haven't done, and I don't know if it's because I work with the youth a lot, but my concern is we are having very high level conversations about GBV and violence against women and children. I don't think we're bringing it down to our youth, hey? I'll be very honest. I don't think we are chatting to the youth and giving them an idea of what we are talking about. You know, I feel like besides the talk about, you know, how to navigate your sexuality as a young person, I feel like another talk that is quite necessary to have is how to keep safe and societal standards. The fact that society is not the same anymore. You as a young woman cannot walk in the middle of the night on your own, but a man can. The chances of the man being hijacked or kidnapped is much lower than a woman. That someone could break into your home and do something harmful to you. These are things that really, really happen. And I feel like it's important for us to chat about these things and find out more about how we can support victims, how we can support, you know, people and have these conversations on the grassroots level. So it's very important that we talk about this. So to our young people out there, I know your moms love the Oasis, but please bring your young people a little bit closer to say, what questions do you have regarding GBVF? On social media at Channel Africa 1, on WhatsApp +2 763 406 9126. An important conversation we're having today. And we also want to find out a little bit more about why is it 16 days of activism? Why? What are we activating in this time? So please use the hashtag The Oasis so that we know you're directing the conversation to us. It is 7:08 Central African time. Welcome to the golden hour of the Oasis.
Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa 1. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa 1. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The River of Wisdom on the Oasis.
It's now and ever. I to make it better.
It's the Oasis with Nthako Mohlanga. Only on Channel Africa. Channel Africa.
Ba-da-dum, bam, 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 yeah. It's a yeah. You're gonna my one side. You make me give number. Me no feel look and pass. She give me eye contact. Oh baby, Jack, come on. Oh baby, talk to me your love. Me I go show you love. As long as you know with me, Joe. Your body must go kill him, and I know mine to be one of them. Columbia, your body name I want to make my mind a rest. You better make a day with you, cause it's solo show than they cost. Baby, turn around, make a come down. Feel like I take it by now. You like a boss like Anna. Show to me love, I'm Maya. Put all the love for trousers. You make me want to the dance, girl. But my young control shift to your pants, girl. Come taking my banana. Yeah, yeah, now this kind of your body they stand it, no, no. Your body they draw like a bono. Your body they hot, you gonna. Feel like I take it by now. You like a boss like Anna. Show to me love, I'm Maya. Put all the love for trust. Say you get one kele we show me love. That time I've been there play along. Right now I want day for this love. Oh no, yeah, yeah. I'm on her when she enter, she cause it casala. Miss my flight, I jump in your car. Girl, I want you and I miss your banger. Oh no, yeah, yeah. Girl, you sweet like feel like I take it by now.
make a boss like Kana. To me love Amaya. Put all the love for trousers.
Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K
or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo kutulibwanji ndi
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Hutokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalamu, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800 428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
Wake up with the Oasis.
Yeah.
umthetho sana sana mina ngiyafuma iphutha ngelami futhi bengenza kangcono limele kubuhlungu ngizokhala uzabane na khona njena mina ngilimele kubuhlungu ngizokhala sabele bane na ulimele kubuhlungu ngizokhala uzabane na sengiyeza mina ngilimele kubuhlungu ngizokhala sabele bane na.
The River of Wisdom on the Oasis.
Motora matana kufara tichitambura vakambirira ubinduro vechipiki vachapanduka
Mario udore mari washandura marudzi kusatya mwari
Motora matana kufara tichitambura vakambirira ubinduro vechipiki vachapanduka
pamusoroje ianokekedza meno wasitentisitiripa takazora mafuta yezvimba pamusoroje ianokekedza meno wasitentisitiripa takapinda mudziva nenjuzu pamusoroje oshandisa mazwi akatetepa mazwi yakanyorovera usafunga kunyarara kwedu kisu achikete kushandisa mazwi yakatetepa mazwi yakanyorovera iwe muroi choko zuwa vezera avo vana vovakwekura vechidiki vakamirira vominduro choko zuwa vezera avo vana vakwekura vechidiki vakamirira rusununguko choko zuwa vezera avo vana vovakwekura vechidiki vakamirira muminduro choko zuwa vezera avo vana vakwekura vechidiki vakamirira rusununguko wenukusita maka gawetu akusikelike bandla zera wenu vele bufuna kungene khaya zera dikutempile ngingayibona inkololeka ay ungenzibanga ngicela kundiphendule sekutheni senzeni masibuyeleni ekhaya cheko vezera awubone wawakwekula vechidiki vakamirira wominduro cheko zuwa vezera awubone wakwekula vechidiki vakamirira rusununguko cheko zuwa vezera awubone wawakwekula vechidiki vakamirira wominduro cheko zuwa vezera awubone wakwekula vechidiki vakamirira rusununguko uneche 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 ime vakuruwe uneche iwe uneche pindurazwe
wavezera awana wakweku vechidike vakamirirawo mhinduro jekazuva.
It is a Willis Otafi Africa with Cheka Zuva. Before that was Black Bones with Fire on Me. And before that was Mahu featuring Deep Sen with Ngilimele coming through there. And we are right here on the Oasis. And I can't wait for us to have this conversation. It's important for us to talk about this. The reason for that is because we need to get into why the 16 days of activism. What are we doing? What are we activating during this time? So on social media, keep the conversation going there on @ChannelAfrica1. So the one thing that actually low-key interested me was the 16 days. I was like, why 16 days? Where does that number come from? What are we commemorating? For those who do not know, the 16 Days of Activism for No Violence Against Women and Children is an annual international campaign that raises awareness about gender-based violence. So this is not just an African thing, a South African thing. This is an international campaign. It runs from the 25th of November, which is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, to the 10th of December, the International Human Rights Day. So these dates highlight the link between the ending gender-based violence and protecting human rights. That's why it's 16 days. How brilliant is that? I'm grateful that we have that insight. And for us also, it's important to talk to some of the organizations that embody action, and not in words, but the hands, hearts, and leadership of young people. Joining us is Ramolotsi Sutwane, who is a special project manager at Activate, to have this conversation. Ramolotsi, thank you so much for joining us today. It's very important for us to speak about this. We're going to speak to him in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break and get Ramolotsi back on the line. I think the network is really interrupted by the rain, guys. Can you imagine right now, how much rain we've incurred? And also yesterday, because yesterday was Black Friday, we incurred an insane blockage of banking apps. Banking apps were not working for a good 8 hours. Imagine the number of transactions that were made just yesterday on Black Friday. Insane stuff. 7:32 Central African time, right here on the Oasis.
Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. To Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la double K,
or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo what uli branchi ndi
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. Enjoy the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. When you have to wake your neighbors up.
This is Sahara with Loli Way. This song gets me thinking, though, how many songs have been written when it comes to trains? And it got me asking myself, what is so special about this form of transportation? When can this song be written ever about a tuk-tuk, that form of transportation? Nobody writes a song about go-karts. But when it comes to songs like about trains, I've noticed. Is there a song about an aeroplane, by the way?
Sorry.
Somebody writing about an aeroplane. Ooh, the turbulence. What about those big ships? Are there any songs about those? But I really noticed that in different languages, you will find out there are songs when it comes to trains. Yeah, Stimela Sasezula, Stimela, then Loliwe, My Train. There's gotta be something so special about trains.
The Shy Guy.
See, people who have something to look forward to don't need an alarm clock.
Listen to The Shy Guy. 3 to 6 a.m. on the Morning Switch. Wake up with Oasis.
Kabza the Small features young Stana and Umtunzi with Imitandazo, and the only prayer I pray that is heard is finally a safe place for women to live in. This is the Oasis. It's just gone 7:37 Central African time. We are activating, and we are talking to Activate, which is a powerful network that believes in uniting young leaders to become catalysts for change in their communities. Activate has long championed the idea that young people are not just for the future, but they are the current architects of a safer, more just South Africa. And joining us to chat more about this is Ramolotsi Asutwane, who is the Special Project Manager at Activate. And we are talking all things 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children. Ramolotsi, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Zako, and thank you for having us.
So, how are we activating in these 16 days? What are we doing to make sure that young leaders are activating?
Yeah, I think at Activate, we recognize the power and potential that young people have to drive meaningful change in society. And with that in mind, we are committed to creating platforms for young people to strengthen this capacity, but beyond that, to, in active ways, respond to some of the challenges. One of the key challenges, present challenges that is facing us today is the challenge of gender-based violence. And we have been working with young people over the last few years as part of the Generation G program to respond to the challenge of gender-based violence by engaging communities in terms of what is it that they are faced with, what are some of the things that they feel as communities that inform the challenge of gender-based violence in communities, and what is it that communities themselves can do to respond to these challenges.
So it's kind of like this like global citizen aspect of it, making sure that young people are also part of this world and are part of kind of constructing what the world is going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years. Because ultimately we are also going to be, affected by anything or any decisions that are taken now by Parliament. So, how are we doing this? What do they say is the contributing factor to gender-based violence? I feel like there's a lot of myths about it, but let's hear it from the young people. What do they say in your conversations with them?
A lot of young people feel that there is a need to challenge harmful gender norms that are informed by our cultural and religious beliefs, unfortunately. And these are some of the stereotypes that we really need to address in societies about the role of men in society, about perceptions of men, about masculinities, and also the role of women in societies. How do we work with young people to create nonviolent and safer communities? And we believe that young people, as the largest demographic in the country, have a stake in finding solutions to the challenges that are facing us. So they do not just identify issues that lead to gender-based violence. They're actively working towards addressing these issues.
Do you think young people have a seat at the table? I mean, it's 2025 and, we find ourselves kind of taking it to online in order to protest because that's the only place where we feel like we are heard, when we come as the masses online. But do you feel that we are doing enough to get young people a seat at the table when these discussions occur?
So at the beginning of this Generation G program that we are running, we've been running over the last 5 years with a number of organizations. In South Africa, we've been working with Sonke Gender Justice and Action Aid South Africa. At the beginning of this program, we commissioned a study, a baseline study to just try and understand what are some of the issues pertaining to gender-based violence. One of the key findings of this study was that young people feel unseen and unheard in gender-based violence prevention efforts. So one of the key things that we've been focusing on is how do we create platforms for young people to be meaningfully included in decision-making processes and structures that pertain to gender-based violence prevention efforts. So across different communities, we are beginning to see young people participating in platforms such as SANEC, where we have the civil society forum, and we have the youth sector within these platforms as responses to the challenge of gender-based violence in terms of how do we mobilize communities. So these different sectors are mobilizing communities towards the promotion of gender justice. And young people are now beginning to be represented more and more in these platforms. There is a lot still that needs to be done to ensure that young people feel that their voice matters. And that's part of the work that we are doing as Activate Change Drivers. But beyond that, there are other organizations across the country that are working very closely with young people to amplify their voice and to ensure that they feel that their voice matters and that their actions matters in responding to gender-based violence.
Tell me, what are some of the evidences of young decisions being made? And I'm asking this in terms of the campaigns that you've done. What, kind of led to a young person making the decision and that, brought about a great change. The reason I'm asking this is because I know that young people still feel demotivated by it. They want to make the decisions, they want to be at the table, but we're not necessarily giving them the platform to make those decisions. So, what are some of the examples that you have within your organization where the young person made the decision and it worked?
Yeah, I think one of the ways that young people's contribution has really been felt is in terms of how they are using creativity and innovation to mobilize communities. So that's one of the things that maybe as the older generation or maybe those that are young at heart like us maybe would not have the creativity to infuse arts and other creative ways of engaging communities. So as part of the program, our young people have been championing things like storytelling to engage communities. This is both on and offline. They are organizing poetry sessions. They are organizing hikes, and they are organizing watch parties. These are youthful ways of engaging different communities to say it cannot always be that we sit in boardrooms and we try to find solutions. In order for us to find solutions for communities, we need to work with communities so that there's a sense of ownership in terms of the solutions that are coming up from the communities. And young people have found ways to really meaningfully engage these communities. And that's one of the things that we are finding to be very effective in terms of how young people are responding to the challenge of gender-based violence. But it's just not limited to that. I think we've seen examples of the Fees Must Fall and Rose Must Fall in this country where there's a social issue and young people are at the forefront of shaping the narrative in terms of what are the core issues and what is it that we need to be responding to. Just last week, we saw young people in their multitudes supporting the Women for Change initiative, going across the streets and really demanding to see change in terms of policy. So that's some of the things that young people are actively doing, and maybe we are not telling the story enough.
But it does say a lot about you as an organization, which, for me, I feel like you're not only just involved or young people are not involved from a decision-making point of view, they're actually involved in the implementation. So their decisions exist in the implementation process, which also now means you guys are putting the money behind the young people. And that's not said enough. That's not done enough in our society. And I really do appreciate that. So let's get into where can we find you guys for the young people that feel like they can make a great contribution to Activate. How do they do that?
Media platforms on Activate, on Facebook rather, it's Activate Change Drivers. On Instagram, we are Activate ZA, as well as on Twitter, it's Activate ZA. But we are also based in Parktown in Johannesburg. So if anyone wants to partner with us in engaging young people, we are more than willing to collaborate in advancing the youth development agenda in this country.
Fantastic stuff, man. Thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing that. And shout out to you guys for giving not only young people the seat at the table, but, in order to implement the work that they do. So this is amazing. Amazing work, guys. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. 12 minutes before we head to the top of the hour, the finale of the Oasis. And we were just speaking to Ramulotse Satwane, who is the special project manager at Activate. Guys, real talk, working with young people, it's not necessarily the easiest thing. I must be very honest. They are very radical. We are out there as young people. So it's important that we have a seat at the table and we take that radicalness and the wanting to change and actually put it in the right way. I always say that it's not that they're, a lot to work with. I just say it's not channeled correctly. And imagine if we all just channeled the youth in our organizations. I mean, you see it now in some of our fast food chains, in some of our big departments. They're giving the Gen Zs their social media accounts and said, you know what, guys, run with it. And you can see the difference. You can feel the difference even in the way that they communicate, certain agendas. It's beautiful to see. Let me know your thoughts on WhatsApp, +2763 406 9126, or on social media at Channel Africa 1. Let's take a musical break. When we come back, we're going to reflect on some of the actions that were taking place on the 16 days of activism and what we can look forward to. All of this coming up after these.
The rhythm of Africa, the pulse of the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective. The River of Wisdom on the Oasis.
Zagadat. Same time body 10. It's your boy.
It's E. Kelly.
My baby, they confuse me, yo, with a bomb bomb. But she get the guy where they send her money from London. She they see me like a Johnny just come. Yeah. My monkey they walk it, baboon he just the chop. Me I go chop all the washing, as long as you give me my passion. Baby make you know they rush me, I beg you make you treat me with caution. Leg over, my baby give me leg over. Hangover, baby she dey give me hangover. Hey, leg over. Oh no, make give me leg over. Hey, game over. She dey come give me game over. Hey, I dey confuse you. I dey confused when you turn around, baby. You dey make her confuse. You do all I like a Cameroon, mesmerize the boy and baby make her confused. Commando, you be commando. You dey command the boy, you the overload. Yeah, I no fit stand alone. I must call my guy, we for rendezvous. Yeah, I go chop all the washing, as long as you give me my passion. Baby, make you know they rush me, I beg you make you treat me with caution. Leg over, my baby give me leg over. Hangover, baby she dey give me hangover. Hey, leg over, oh no make give me leg over. Hey, game over, she dey come give me game over. Easy. Hey, my baby they distract me yo, with a bomb bomb. But she get the guy where they send her money from London. She they see me like a Johnny just come. Yeah. My monkey they walk it, baboon he just the chop. Me I go chop all the washing, as long as you give me my passion. Baby make you know they rush me, I beg you make you treat me with caution. Leg over, my baby give me leg over. Hangover, baby she dey give me hangover. Hey, leg over, oh no make give me leg over. Hey, game over, she dey come give me game over. I dey confused when you turn around, baby you dey make her confused. All I like it, Cameroon, mesmerize the boy and baby make her confused. Commando, you be commando, you dey command the boy, you the overload. Yeah, I no fit stand alone, I must call my guy, we for rendezvous.
Start your weekend grounded and refreshed. Join Zako Muhlanga on the Oasis, Saturday from 6 till 9, only on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Stay tuned to Channel Africa. Stream us on our new and updated website, channelafrica.co.za.
Greatness. Simbun with the melody. DJ Natil. Hit me. I see you smile and you light up my life. No fit deny you're the light of my life. In all the stars it's already written. In all your eyes I see everything. No, give me deja vu. You need me once, I go there times two. Show you fast, you could say I do. Tell me the truth, yeah. See as you find, one of a kind. You to the shine, carry them more than me. The way you whine, put your behind. No other man, I love you more than me. Can't give me face, don't give me space. When you go there, go on my mother, me. Shorty now your mother go there bother me. All of me, baby I go call up. Jackie, my boy, she love because I go wait. Oh baby, I go call up. Go Jackie, my push in love because I go it, I go it, I go it, I go it. I've seen many bodies, pretty body, but nobody got the body like you do. Nobody fit to do me like you do. Nobody fit to do me like you do. Fancy gone, classy gone, no contender, just see what. See me kaya swing with the baby low. You government girl, I do your baby low. See as you find, one of a kind. You to the shine, carry the more than me. The way you whine, with your behind. No other man, I love you more than you give me face, don't give me space. When you go there, go I'm a mother, me oh. Shorty now your matter go there bother me oh, all of me oh. Baby I go cola, Jackie my push in love because I go it, I go it, I go it, I go it. Oh baby I go cola, go Jackie my push in love because I go it, I go it, I go it. I go it, baby, I go cola. Jackie, my push in love because I go it, I go it, I go it, I go it. Oh, baby, I go cola. Go Jackie, my push in love because I go it, I go it, I go it, I go it.
Greatness.
Sounds of Neptune.
DJ Neptune with a Wait For You featuring Sounds over there. Before that, there was Mr. Easy with a Leg Over. Just 3 minutes to go before we head to the top of the hour and find out what's happening in our news. And, some of the activities that are taking place ahead of the 16 days of activism. People still have purple profile pictures. I'm one of those people. I don't see the need to change it anytime soon. We're still in solidarity for all the victims of gender-based violence and femicide. And I think it hits different when you also personally know someone who is a victim of gender-based violence and femicide. And I did a very cheeky activity the other day. We were having this conversation amongst a group of friends, right? And, I think there was one who just got a little bit too cocky for my liking and was talking about, yes, but what about this? But what about that? And in my head, I'm like, dude, the numbers don't lie, right? So, and, it was one of those conversations where I guess in that point, he was trying to weaponize the pain of men against women. And the thing is with GBVF is that we've never said men are not included. We've always said men are included in the conversation. But in that moment, he was trying to weaponize a man's victimization like almost against women, which I found extremely problematic because, that could lead to, us kind of invalidating each other, right? So then I asked the question, very cheeky question. Amongst the table, there was a lot of women, there's a lot of men as well. I said, how many people here are victims of gender-based violence, right? Everyone raised their hands up. Well, most of the women. Well, in fact, all the women raised their hands up, including myself. All of us, hands up, right? Cool. I said, put your hands down. All right, next question. How many people have committed gender-based violence? As in, you are a perpetrator of gender-based violence. No one raised their hands. So how is it that we know all of these victims, but the perpetrators refuse to come out? And that is exactly the point. When we talk about gender-based violence, because this is coming up a lot on social media, and I feel like we need to nip this in the bud. It's gender-based violence. You need to look at the numbers. Yes, majority are women. Does that mean we don't care about men? No. It is never, we've never, ever, ever said that, mentioned that. That has never been our ammo. Ever. To the lovely men who are suffering in silence, I need you to stand with us. You guys have thousands, hundreds of thousands of women who go through this on a day-to-day basis. If you can find your community where you can talk to those women, talk. It's the same way. If you are in a group of entrepreneurs and you're also an entrepreneur, go find your people. And there's a lot of us. The thing is that a lot of women are speaking out. So only a victim can truly understand your view. And also, if you're not ready to speak, that's also fine. We are not forcing anyone to come out with their stories. It's important that we respect the process of a victim, of a survivor of GBVF. it's so important that even as we are ousting people, that we respect their emotional well-being and their mental well-being. That was really just my call, that even in the 16 days, let's respect how a victim chooses to process the emotions. This might be a triggering time for them. So let's just understand that. It is at 8 a.m. Central African Time. Time for news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Ntago. Top stories this hour. West Africa slams Guinea-Bissau coup and Asia floods claims lives. Good morning. Senegal's Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko and Nigeria's former President Goodluck Jonathan have expressed skepticism regarding the legitimacy of Guinea-Bissau's toppling of President Umaro Sissoco Embalo. They labelled it a fabricated coup without presenting evidence. Following Embalo's removal, the military suspended the electoral process just before the election results were to be announced, ostensibly to prevent political destabilization. The military has appointed a transitional leader, Jan Hota Anta. The African Union and ECOWAS have suspended Guinea-Bissau in response to the military takeover. Public reaction is mixed, with some citizens supporting the army's actions for potential improvements in governance, while others are opposed to military rule. And police in Nigeria say 11,000 officers who were assigned to work after VIPs will be transferred to other roles in order to strengthen frontline security. There is growing concern about the tide of evidence in the country. The BBC's Chris Ewoko has the details.
This figure underscores how deeply entrenched VIP protection had become in Nigeria's policing culture. It is President Tinubu's boldest security reform yet. For decades, Nigeria's police force has been overstretched, with thousands of officers diverted to guard VIPs rather than protect ordinary citizens. Reports indicate that some VIPs even had multiple officers assigned to their families and properties, leaving rural communities virtually unpoliced.
And the World Health Organization has, for the first time, issued guidelines on how infertility should be treated. It suggests the most effective medical treatment must warns that the full psychological and social impact should also be considered. The BBC's Electra Naismith has the details.
The WHO says some 1 in 6 people of reproductive age will at some point struggle to conceive. Access to care is limited and differs hugely from country to country. Just one round of IVF can cost twice an average annual household income. The WHO sets out 40 recommendations, from the simple, like stopping smoking, to the more complex. It's hoped better provision will mean sufferers no longer having to choose between children and financial security.
On to this now. South Africa's economic freedom fighters leader Julius Malema has accused the Constitutional Court of being captured by President Ramaphosa. Malema was addressing hundreds of supporters during a march at the Constitutional Court in Johannesburg. They want the Apex Court to immediately rule on a matter involving the theft of $580,000 at Ramaphosa's Palapala farm. Judgment was reserved in November last year. Malema has rejected Chief Justice Mandi Samaya's assertion that the delay is due to a backlog of cases.
For more than a year, the highest court in the land cannot produce a simple judgment on whether Parliament acted rationally or irrationally when they voted against the panel recommendation. This Constitutional Court have embarrassed the whole country. We were told our Constitution will protect us. How can the judges not use the Constitution to protect the people of South Africa against a criminal that is occupying the office of the President? Chief Justice Mukwege said there was an attempt to capture the judiciary.
And hundreds of people are now known to have died in flooding which struck South and Southeastern Asia this week. The Indonesian island of Sumatra was the worst affected. Rescue services are struggling to cope. The BBC's Astra Destra Ajingrasta has the details.
Weeks of torrential rain have battered large parts of Southeast Asia, triggering widespread flooding, landslides, and mass evacuations. In Indonesia, a rare cyclone near the equator intensified the downpours over the island of Sumatra, washing away homes and cutting off key roads and bridges. In Thailand's southern area, communities have been left stranded. Vietnam and Malaysia have seen rivers burst their banks, forcing tens of thousands from their homes.
In a recap of the top stories, Senegal's Prime Minister and former Nigerian President have stated they do not view the military ousting of Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Sissoco Embalo as a genuine coup. This occurred just before the announcement of the election results, which the military has since suspended, claiming it to have halted a plot to destabilize the nation. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapela Mahape.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Your weekend escape starts with the Oasis with Nzako Muhlanga. Music and fresh perspective.
Just gone 8:06 Central African Time, and I want to send a special shout out to whoever's idea it was to have these jingles at the top of the hour. I have so much fun with them. I have so much fun with them. We are in the finale of the Oasis with me and Nzako Muhlanga. Thank you for choosing us to have a ball with you. I had a very funny question from one of my colleagues who had never seen me on air, but they always just see me like kind of, being around and talking, and they were like, so you are the same off air as well? Yes, I am. I don't have the capacity to pretend at 6 a.m. This is me. So chances are, if you do run into me and you see all of this personality, it's the same, okay? You're not going to get anything less. This is it, guys. This is what you wake up to. This is what you go to bed to, okay? Whether it's in the afternoon or during the day, we're all the same. What's coming up? So I'm loving seeing the opportunities that are out there for young people. There are so many different brands, organizations that are pouring into the lives of young people, and we're going to get into those conversations. What are some of the competitions that are happening? I love a good competition. I miss a competition. When you're an adult, I feel like it's you competing with your bank account. Someone yesterday asked about Black Friday. They were like, Nzako, are you going to do Black Friday? Guys, I've only actually participated in Black Friday once ever in my life. It was a few months before my 21st birthday. I wanted to gift myself because I just gotten a job before I graduated, right? And that you're very lucky to get those. And I was like, listen, it's Black Friday. I know that the one thing I've always wanted was a TV. My parents, love them to death, deprived me of having a TV in my room when I was a kid. And I promised myself, I said, my first job, I want to get myself a TV. And I waited. Luckily, I got the job a month before Black Friday. I waited. And I said, I am going to send my check to that store to get that brand new TV. And I did. That was what? Almost 7 years ago? And I still have the TV to this day. It is in where? My room. So moral of the story, adults. Sometimes pleasing the inner child also means getting yourself the things your parents deprived you of and putting it where you wanted it. Remember when they said you can't have the PS5? It's going to ruin your brain now, an adult. You've got too many bills, too many stresses in your life. What's that one thing as a child you wanted so badly? Maybe you were the child that wanted custard in your home. Go and buy a 6-pack today. For me, I'm asking you to go and do that thing for yourself. That thing you've always wanted as a kid. I did it, and that's why for me, I don't really see it as necessarily necessary to, participate in Black Friday. I don't need anything right now. And the thing that I want, I can't necessarily get on Black Friday. Do they sell cars on Black Friday? Do they sell cars on Black? I don't think they sell cars on Black Friday. Yeah, so the car I want is not on Black Friday, guys. I can't just go ahead and say, hi, Porsche, can you bring it down by 50%? Then I'll purchase the car. No. So, guys, pleasing the inner child, you can go a long way with that. My parents for the longest time said, you can't have a TV in your room. You need to be social as a child. And I was social. And look now, heck, I even have a job on social media. I got a TV in my room because I wanted to do that. That was the only time I participated for Black Friday. I am not the most eventful when it comes to things like sales and retail because I'm in retail. So I know the psyche behind the retail industry and what we do in preparation to get you to buy. I know it. So, and I see it, so I understand it. And you guys can go for it though. I'm all for it. It's nice now because even when you go to restaurants, you can get 2 for 1s, you can get 2 plates for 1. So it's quite a nice time, And the history of Black Friday as well, I'm glad that we turned it into something very, very positive. And moving into this hour, we're going to talk to the young people, some of the competitions that are taking place, for brands, for organizations, and we are going to help them raise the bar. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. 8:10 Central African Time. Welcome to the third and final hour of the Oasis.
Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la double K,
or more of our forests have been destroyed. Tamo kwatuli bwanji ndi
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. Enjoy the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Keep Africa in your hands. Connect to our website for all your news, sports, and cultural updates. channelafrica.co.za. Wake up with Oasis.
Go on living your life. Stimela coming through. Going to a jazz fest tomorrow. I can't wait to just hear this music. When I told my brother the guests that are going to be at the jazz fest, he was like, nah, sis, I need to call you sis and Tsako now. Your age is looking serious now. You literally are spending money going to a jazz fest. I don't know how, guys. I just started having hiccups, so please give me a little bit of grace as I navigate what the heck is going on in my chest. But for now, we're going to explore the heartbeat of South Africa's youth culture, where rhythm becomes identity, movement becomes confidence, and storytelling becomes a doorway into who we are. Joining us is Tireledzo Libadzi, who is the PR and social influencer lead, here to unpack how the brand's Raise the Bar movement is giving young South Africans the space, the courage, and the platform to express themselves. Tireledzo, thank you so much for joining us today. Talk to us. How are we raising the bar?
Good morning, Nzago. I'm so excited to be talking to you today. And as Sunlight, we are raising the bar through our competition, where we are allowing young people to come through and express themselves through dance, through music. And for us, it was very important for us to tap into this campaign, simply because Sunlight Bar has been immersed in South African culture. If you have used Sunlight Bar growing up, it reminds you of using Sunlight Bar with Isiwasho. It reminds you of laying your edges. And we have incorporated Sunlight Bar in our culture over the years as we're growing up. And we felt it was important for us to continue the conversation around Sunlight Bar, to always immerse ourselves in the culture and not to shift away from that, because it is part of our heritage. So this year we went bigger. Last year it was just only centered around rap. And this year we went into dance as well, because we believe that music goes hand in hand with dance. So we wanted to see rap coming through. We wanted to see dance coming through and see different creatives express themselves through these genres.
And please remind me, but there's a marketing term for what you just said now. And my varsity, I graduated years ago. So it's when your brand or organization becomes predominant in the field that you're in, right? And then people use it to describe, every other brand. So it's kind of like, I song as Pussy Coke. Does that make sense?
Yes. Or you Colgate and there's Upper Fresh.
Exactly that. You remind me what the name is. But it made me laugh, because I thought about, in my life growing up, that's all you're like, oh no, I'm your tangy sunlight. And that time she's talking about soap. She's not necessarily talking about the brand itself. So it comes to my next question now, the alignment. How does this align with your brand's corporate identity? How are the youth now becoming at the center of your organization?
Look, the youth has always been part of our organization, or the center of our organization. As a brand, we have always crafted young talent. We have always embraced young talent. And what we are doing now is moving with the times. We are understanding that talent is now living on digital spaces, and we need to be present in digital spaces, and we need to also embrace talent. It's like, I know when you're growing up, or myself when I was growing up, there was a certain career path that my parents and guardians around me would discourage me to follow, because they simply believe that there's no future within those career paths. But the world is changing. Dance was something that if I told my mom or dad that I want to be a dancer, they'll probably tell me, no, you can't do that, simply because they don't see a future in it. And sometimes you need to see something to believe it. And that is what Sunlight is doing, is giving young people the opportunity and creating opportunities for them to say that your dreams are valid. If you want to be a rapper, you can become one, because there are brands and organizations such as us that are ready to craft your talent. We have seen successful rappers in South Africa that maybe I can't mention here. And we have seen successful dancers and choreographers today in our industries in South Africa. And we want to encourage young people to say that you can become whoever you want to be. And we also want to impact guardians and say to parents that there are organizations and brands such as us that are creating platforms and opportunities for young people to follow their dreams, to express themselves. And we see them, we recognize their talent. And I believe it is important for us to harness and to craft the creativity of young people so that they are not discouraged. And that is what is at the center of Raise the Bar. It is bringing in creativity and talent and creating safe spaces to honor that talent, to recognize that talent, and also to give young people opportunities. When you enter such a competition, Raise the Bar, we're giving you the opportunity to be recognized by talent agencies, to be recognized by talent managers. We're giving you the opportunity not only to win a big prize, but we are also saying to you that your dreams are valid. We support you, and we love what you're doing. And the digital space is allowing us to do that. And we pride ourselves in the work that we're doing through Raise the Bar.
May I provide some interesting light to this conversation? So I was having a chat with a number of parents, right? And they said that, in this day and age, you can't tell a child, go be an engineer, lawyer, whatever, because, even lawyers and engineers are now unemployed. But they said, guys, Mina, I will support my child if I understand what my child is going to do. The problem is us, guys. We go to our parents, right, who are barely on social media, and we say, hey, ma, I want to be a dancer. You don't provide context to say, no. There are opportunities like boom, 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 like this. And this is how much money you can make. And this is, because remember, they don't know what is out there, right? So I think, can I put the onus back on us young people to say, guys, let's make it easy for them to support by giving them context. Let's contextualize our careers that we want so that they can understand and support. And with that said as well, what are some of the opportunities available with Raise the Bar? Someone enters, they give it their absolute best. What can they look forward to?
Yes, there are a lot of opportunities when you enter Raise the Bar. We use the hashtag Raise the Bar across TikTok and Instagram, and we know that power of using a specific hashtag. It comes up to your algorithm and it dominates your algorithm, right? Like I said, it gives you the opportunity to see people who are like-minded as yourself, people who are tapping into the same community as you are in. If you are within the dance community, you tend to see most people dance community, you tend to see a lot of people within the rap community. And like I said previously, you get the opportunity to also be recognized by other talent agencies. You get the opportunity to be recognized by talent managers. You also get the opportunity to be recognized by us, Sunlight Bar. So there is vast opportunities of recognition, as we know in social media, that today you can wake up as a nobody, tomorrow you become something simply by actioning, putting up a video, putting your talent and your creativity out there. And for us, like I said, it's about motivating the youth and also ensuring that we support their creativity and we put them to the forefront. And like I said, Sunlight has always been immersed in the culture. And we know as South Africans, we love music, we love dancing, we love expressing ourselves through lyrics and words. And Raise the Bar does just that. We also had a winner from our previous campaign, which was Drop the Bar, which was centered around rapping. And we had Lizzie who won the competition. And today she's being interviewed by a lot of media houses. She's still part of our campaign this year. Young people look up to her. We're having a photo shoot with her 2 months back, if I'm not mistaken. And young people were coming up to her in Soweto saying, can I please take a picture with you? I know you to be a winner of Sunlight, Drop the Bar. So it is that exposure that we're giving to young people. And we believe that supporting talent in South Africa is very important. And as brands, we need to immerse ourselves in culture. And Sunlight has done such a good job in immersing itself in culture for over 134 years. We're turning 135 years next year, and we're still within the culture. We're still supporting young people. We're still supporting talent. And we are going out to spaces where our consumers are and tapping into what they love.
Absolutely amazing stuff. And what can we do to participate? Where can we sign up?
Yes, so what young people can do, they can go into our TikTok or Instagram page at sunlight.sa or sunlight_SA. We have a pin post there that gives you the details of how to enter Raise the Bar. The competition is closing on Sunday at 11:59. So young people have between today and tomorrow to record the dance moves, to record their rap, and what they need to do essentially is to go and buy a 250-gram Sunlight bar or a 500-gram Sunlight bar, the nearest retailer store, and then follow the prompts on social media of how to enter on our WhatsApp line. So we're looking forward to, announcing our winners very soon, and we're excited, for the future of young people in South Africa.
Absolutely amazing stuff. Direleza, thank you so much for joining us today with the young people. I hope that they jump onto this. Any opportunity, you never know. I remember when Nomuzi, when she entered that presenting competition, look where she is now. Yeah. So it's up to you guys. You just have to run with it. Hey, like you can get given an opportunity and decide to let it fall, or you run with it. You grab it and run.
100%. And like I said, Sunlight Bar it prides itself in giving young people opportunities, and we want to see young people go further. And we have impacted society in such an incredible way. Like I said in Sabo, we see parents now and guardians going into the comments of these young people who are entering this competition and encouraging them, wishing them the very best. So we're not only shifting the culture, but we're also changing the mindset of our parents to say that there are companies and organizations such as Sunlight that want to support our dreams. And we're seeing communities coming together, railing behind their children and encouraging them within this competition. So not only are we shifting the culture, we're also changing mindsets, which is something that we want to continue doing to give South African talent platforms to thrive and to grow and to become successful in future. So please, young people, enter. We want to see your videos. Who knows, you could be the next Lizzie.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Direleza, for your time today.
Thank you, Nzako. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Direleza Alipadzi, who is the PR and social influencer lead. They were talking about their competition, Raise the Bar. If you've got the moves, thank you so much, dear. If you've got the moves.
All right. Thank you so much.
If you've got the moves, if you've got, a way to maneuver around, just enter the competition. And also, you're like, it's ending tomorrow. Listen, if you stay ready, you never have to get ready. On social media, we are Channel Africa 1 on WhatsApp, +2763 406 9126.
Rejuvenate your mind, rejuvenate your soul with Oasis.
It's legendary beats.
Weezy. Wow. Let me know. Let me know. They know my story. From old dog studio, I be hustle to work. Me and City. From old dog studio, we been hustle to work. My people dead, my people suffer. Them they pray for blessing. My people dead. Them they pray for blessing, for better living. Kilo dale, aye ole to yo, aye oni double. Adura lo le show, call on daddy. Adura go, tissue anybody. I forward boja. I am feeling good tonight. This thing got me thinking of life. Oh, I can't explain. I can't explain. Yeah. I am feeling good tonight. This thing got me thinking of life. I can't explain. I can't explain. I say, near Duelaba, they know my story. From old dog studio, I be hustle to walk. Say, near Duelaba, oh, me and City. From old dog studio, I can't explain. Yeah. Are you feeling good tonight? This thing got me thanking God for life. I can't explain. I can't explain.
Stay informed. Channel Africa, the beauty of life. Now available anytime, anywhere with our new app. The Oasis on Channel Africa.
I don't know, it's just missing something, It just wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same with that.
They clap for us, waiting on my downfall. Ground floor up, that's elevator action. Michael Jackson, could it be as dangerous? Shit happens, armed with a paintbrush. Hope you get the picture. Veins full of bad blood, so I put a stick up. What your favorite rapper used to be before the bitches? But that's until we following their riches. Took it back to the kitchenette, like I got my truckle ad-libs in my dictionary. Big dreams hit me ever since I was a beginner. So you gotta use the big screen when you picture me. Guinea big deal. See the tides rotate like a windmill, and I will never lose focus. Cry me a river, swag drip a ocean. Motherfucker came a long way. Ones and twos up, fight me legal tape. Catch on my, it's been a long way. Marathon, I ran this shit at my own pace. How many rappers in the world right now? Ain't it any one of them do it like I? Never get enough, never get enough, never too much. Victory. Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap. Toast to the winner. Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap. If you know you a winner. Party don't stop till I say so. Want it all from the ground floor to my angels. Daddy Cool Diesel. Heavyweight champ of the people. Future look bright like a casino. Water that seed to my trigger. Root of all evil. Spare no ego. I keep haters on their toes like the Les does. Blowing notes like my name, Quella Debza. You in the cloud backing all famous. Nobody even know what your name is. Penny bottles, but nobody's at your table. He's motherfucking like somebody Asian. Party like I'm a truck star. Tell a girl jumping low like a sports car. I'm the king. Who these jokers in my courtyard? Money talks, I converse with the all-star. So you all about the paper. Tell me something new, tell me something entertaining. Tell me something true, tell me nothing about failure. Serving rappers on some 24-hour a day shit. How many rappers in the world right now? Ain't it any one of them do it like I? Never get enough, never get enough, never too much. Victory. Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap. Toast to the winner. Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap. If you know you a winner. Give me that old time feeling. German automobile with no ceiling. Push the button and start with no key ring. Bad chicken up blunt with no seedlings. You can still have what you want if you a dreamer. Start thinking out the box or follow the leader. I know you been through that. Feel like end of the season when your team do bad. But all I really need is a clean new pen. Somebody on my arm and some money in my hand. I'll be good. You see the hunger in my eyelids. Whether we born or checking the prices. How many rappers in the world right now? Ain't it any one of them do it like I? Never get enough, never get enough, never too much. Victory. Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap. Toast to the winner. Hands up on my victory lap. Hands up on my victory lap. If you know you a winner.
Start your weekend grounded and refreshed. Join Zako Muhlanga on the Oasis Saturday from 6 till 9. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Open the fire, play the bed, do let them know. No finish you, no finish you. Man no fit tire, every day I'm on the road. No limit you, no limit you. This now so good. Would you turn down for who? Would you robo? Many things we can do. Tori, I'm into you. Would you wire for you? Tonight I'll be dancing at the pen away. Yo lava lava, give me your hand and shoulder. To see shoulder get up. Blessings for your head up. Yo lava lava, give me your hand and shoulder. But I know go get us. Better go locate us. Yo lava lava, give me your hand and shoulder. To see shoulder get up. Blessings for your head up. Yo lava lava, give me your hand and shoulder. But I know go get us. Better go locate us. And I'm like Vuvuzela. No one can do you better. You body fall from me. Why now go shoddy. Lovely energy tonight. Where could they my side? But now you dey my mind. Man, you don't show. Listen now, so good. Would you turn down for who? Would you robo? Many things we can do. Tori, I'm into you. Would you wire for you? Tonight I'll be dancing at the pen away. Yo lava lava, give me your hand and shoulder. To see shoulder get up. Blessings for your head up. Yo lava lava, give me your hand and shoulder. But I know go get us. Better go locate us. Yo lava lava, give me your hand and shoulder. To see shoulder get up. Blessings for your head up. Yo lava lava, give me your hand and shoulder. But I know go get us. Better go locate us.
It is at 8:39 Central African Time. It's Crayon, Ijo Laba Laba coming through there. Before that, aka kickstarting the double play with Victory Lap, which is exactly what we're playing now. Kitty's here, popped in and said hi. Her and I get along like a house on fire. And she's going to be handling out and about today with Shayla as her producer. So it's going to be a lovely show. I already know that. And can't wait for the girls to keep doing what we do, which is, give you the best mornings. What are your plans for today? I've got a Lobola celebration today and I am so excited. You know those friendships that you meet as an adult, but then you guys, it's almost like you've been in each other's lives forever. That is exactly me and my friend who got lobolad. And lobola is when, a husband or man goes and pays dowry for his girlfriend so that she can become a wife now, and they're expecting a baby. So it's just a beautiful season in her life, so many brand new things. And then also meeting her before that and then just watching all of this unfold, I think has been one of the most joyous parts of our friendship. So yes, guys, we are at those ages now that are very serious. And we get to go to each other's lobola celebrations. Hey, I can't wait though to see who the 2026 brides are. I have a couple of guesses. When I look at some celebrities, for example, there's a couple that I'm looking at. I'm like, I suspect you're going to get married next year. I think one of the people that's going to get married is Megan Thee Stallion. I have a very big feeling that my girl Megan Thee Stallion is going to get married next year. Her and Klay Thompson have been such a great couple and I'm looking forward to it. Jordan Woods as well. I have a feeling she's going to be a 2026 bride. And it would be amazing. It would be lovely. In my circle, there's one. But the guys never mentioned marriage. You know what I mean? And you just never know. You never really know. But I'm hoping within my friend group, there is going to be someone who's going to be walking down the aisle, or at least having their dowry being paid next year. 2026 seems like that year for new beginnings, especially after all the endings that we experienced this year. So I'm looking forward to it. And also don't be surprised. There might be people that will meet in January. By June, they're getting married, because I feel like in this day and age, it doesn't really take long for you to know that that's your person. I think because people have really dedicated themselves to showing up authentically, no one's kind of putting a mask anymore. You are who you are, and that's it. I don't think it takes as long anymore to kind of know that, you know what, this is actually my person. Like this, I don't see myself doing life without this person. I feel like it's a lot easier now to tell. You just kind of feel it. You have that inkling that nah, this is my human being. Because even with my friend, it took her 3 months before they got married? The first meeting of the families, the dowry was within 3 months of the relationship. Now they're about 8 months in, if I'm not mistaken, and they're expecting a little one, and he's finishing the lobola today. So we're going to celebrate and have a good time. So exciting. So exciting. And I love how intimate people are becoming with their weddings, and especially with such celebrations. I think there's only going to be like 20 of us there. Look, it's only a hope one day that I will get married, but I can only wish to have anything intimate. I think the most intimate thing will probably be the white wedding, and that's if I even decide to do a white wedding. I don't necessarily see myself doing a white wedding. I've always loved, kind of having the signing ceremony and then a traditional wedding. But I think maybe a signing ceremony is probably going to be the most intimate thing that I want. Maybe I'll have a cute white dress, we sign, we do our vows, call it a day. Like literally, I think that's, I've always wanted something a little bit more intimate, have a few people. But guys, my circle is insane. And I'm not just talking about my circle of friends. I'm talking my circle of people who have made me the woman I am today. Already, just from my personal list, I'm sitting on 50 people. I don't even want to come to my mother. That is a whole other list. Hey, the moment my mom gets involved, it's going to get to 200. I just know it. So in my list, like my personal list, there's 50 people. My personal, as in like people that I will personally invite, as in they know me personally, it's about 50 people. So I can imagine when I involve all my siblings and it's chai. There's nothing intimate. It's okay. Like, you make peace with certain things. Maybe the vow renewal in like the 10 years anniversary, then I can do an intimate ceremony because we've already given everyone whatever they wanted. But I can't wait. 2026, I think it's going to be a wedding of a year of a lot of weddings and pregnancies. I have a feeling about it. This year, a lot of engagements took place, and I get that. And I understand why. A lot of relationships had reached certain milestones, and it's quite exciting. But I have a very, very strong feeling that next year, it's the babies. It's the babies, and it's a lot more engaged, almost double the number of engagements. We'll see, guys. At Channel Africa 1 is where you can find us on social media or WhatsApp +27634069126. And maybe you're sitting there and you're like, oh, Nsako, it's not possible. I can't be a 2026, bro. I don't even have a partner. Trust me, you'd be so surprised. You'd be so shocked how the wheels can really turn in your favor. You have no idea. We're going to take a short break and allow our guests to settle in before we have our final chat for the day. It is 8:46 Central African time.
Love music, love culture, love life. Then you will love Channel Africa.
Nkhanza zokhudza amuna ndi azimayi kapena kuti gender-based violence GBV zikuwononga mioyo komanso kuphwasula midzi. Zikuchitika m'manyumba, m'masukulu, malo ogwirira ntchito ndipo kwambiri mwakachetechete. Koma sizikuyenera kupitirira. Mukazimva yankhulani. Ngati mwakhuzidwa funani chithandizo. Chifukwa kusachita chilichonse sikuthandiza. Mverani kuma wireless onse 14 a SABC kuchokera lachitatu pa 23 mwezi uno wa Julai kuti mumve zokambirana, malangizo, masewero, zionetsero za maphunziro ndi mafunso okhuza nkhanza za amuna ndi azimayi ndi akatswiri anthu opulumuka ku nkhanzazi kukhazikitsa lamulo komanso dziko lonse lokhuzidwa ndi nkhanzazi zonsezi pa wailesi yomwe mumayikonda ya SABC. Imbirani pa nambala 0800 428 428 kuti munene za nkhanzazi kapena kupeza chithandizo. Nkhanza zokhuza amuna ndi azimayi zimatha ndi inu. Uthenga ukufikani kuchokera ku SABC.
Start your weekend grounded and refreshed. Join Zako Muhlanga on the Oasis Saturday from 6 till 9. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective. The voice of the continent, now online, with all your sports fixtures, lifestyle, and more. Ease into your weekend morning. It's the Oasis with Nthako Muhlanga, only on Channel Africa.
Good. 8:48 Central African time, 12 minutes to go before we head to the top of the hour. And I am joined by Goldilocks.
Hello. I love that. I love it. I'm going to take it.
Please. It's given to you with love. In a year charged with emotions and artistic brilliance, the Summers 31 Awards return with a theme that feels both tender and triumphant. Flowers for those who keep our nation singing. Should I call my tailor right now?
I think you should.
We're joined by
a suit with some beautiful lapels of flowers could do as well.
Right.
Just add some flowers on there.
We are joined by Summer, the South African Music Awards spokesperson, Unati Kwicha. You look sensational. I walked in and I was like, well, you walked in and I was like, skin perfect. She cut her hair short. I'm a short hair girl. Don't see these braids. This shit.
Come back.
I'm thinking so. Yeah. Short hair like as a tyrant.
Yes, there's that thing about you, just the wind, just like, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it blows in your hair. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited to have you on the show.
Thank you for the invite.
The flowers for those who keep us singing.
True. I think we take for granted that our artists and our musicians and the talent behind music, besides the award, there's something we need to give them on an annual or a daily basis, which is their flowers, because one, that represents the work that they've done throughout the year. It's contributed to, I'm not going to wait for a particular day to get an award, but throughout this time we see the hours that you're putting in studio, we see you on the road in your concerts, and this is a sign of appreciation and acknowledgement to say, we're giving you your flowers because you truly do keep us singing and dancing throughout the year.
And we've seen some of the beauty in the production over the years. The Summers are turning 31. So in the dirty 30s, what can we expect?
This year we're doing it as a hybrid event, which is a completely new space for any platform in terms of awards or events as well of this landscape. So what we've taken into consideration is there are some constraints, but what we're saying is it's not the end. We're still going to honor, we're still going to give them their day for representing us globally with their music. So it's going to be hybrid, meaning that it is a closed event with invites for the nominees for the night and stakeholders, and how the audience and the rest of South Africa globally can literally engage. We'll be streaming it live.
I love it. I think it's also because that's where we are now, right? We are in a digital world. I mean, we're on radio, but we're streaming live. So you want, and especially because when you look at South African music and where it's gone global. I mean, some of the people that are going to be accepting awards are there. Some of their family members are in London and Paris, are in all these places. So it makes sense.
Absolute sense, because you also then look at how our music, as we just said, our artists are global. We started with Black Smith Mambazo with the Grammy nominations, and then we moved to Black Coffee, and now we've got Tyler and a bunch of other artists who have international nominations globally. Now our music, when you look at it in terms of streaming on YouTube, on Spotify, do you know that Maskandi is one of the top ranking streaming music platforms on Spotify? Promise you.
I know you like
Maskandi. Streaming.
Wow.
Top ranks.
So when you're sitting there thinking, no, they don't have access to the
They
internet. They do. Very much active.
They do. So you'll typically think Maskandi has always been a specific provincial music, which is KZN and parts of Gauteng. I've got relatives who are playing it in the Eastern Cape and bumping it, and also Western Cape. That's how much our music matters, and that's why we're deciding that let's not also, as the South African Music Awards, keep ourselves limited to not sharing the platforms or being open to the platforms that are amplifying our music globally. So having this hybrid then means that we're acknowledging that music is moving to it's already digital.
Yeah.
But we're now saying we engage with music digitally. I'm going to sit at home, I'm working, I'm going to log on. I want to listen to music. I'll either play it on my TV because it's smart.
Yeah.
And I'm going to specifically choose a playlist and create a playlist. Guys, also, this is based on music that you buy. FYI.
Yeah. I love
so
that.
you take that and then you say, everything is so digital. Everything is moving in that space. So why not also share this platform with the nation that contributes to our artists to say, watch it live. Don't wait for a week, or don't wait for the next day to see the newspapers or or us with social media who are there. You can actually watch it and engage with it on the day. So that's how we're engaging with our fans and with the nation. So we're quite excited.
You're meeting them where they are. So with the flowers that we are giving people, are they also going to be dressed? Is that kind of the dress theme? Is that how we're soft launching it?
Florally flamboyant.
Woo! You guys are the reason we can't participate in our Black Friday. How? We need to go talk to our tailors now.
Florally flamboyant.
How am I supposed to tell that malume good say, hey, tungiso florally flamboyant? I must be a garden of hope.
You know.
That is so exciting. I can't wait to see how people incorporate that. I've seen a growth in fashion, so we're not going to be expecting some interesting looks. We look forward to seeing that. All right, give us the details. When can we look forward to the stream, this event?
We're excited. We're literally right in the middle of production plans. So next week, we are going to be releasing some press releases and updates as to what's to be happening. But the week starting the 8th of December, please. Set your notifications on any device that you have. As you're walking, your phone must be beeping and buzzing, not because of your steps, but because it's letting you know we've just posted. So as you know, our hosts are Pamela Mdanga as well as Scoop Makatini. So Pam is bringing her flamboyantness, and you know, she's all digital and she's all vibe and she's all dress as well. And then we've got Scoop who's been there. He's that culture guy. He's our guy who brings in the roots and brings in the culture with style as well.
Thanks for that decision with Pam. I'm such a big fan of that. That girl is big.
She is.
Her talent, and it's just crazy.
Diversity and how she engages with the audience it's captivating.
It's so lovely. So thank you for that. It's not I like the fact that we already had, this person's probably gonna present it. So you brought someone who, everyone has actually been waiting to see her on such a stage. So this is amazing. And with Scoop as well, I mean, he brings in that hip.
He does.
That he's hip,
and that
he's
voice,
happening.
That roughness of his voice.
The charisma as well. I'm looking forward to it. So we're setting our notifications. Where can we find you guys on social media?
So you can find us on, firstly, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is SA Music Awards on YouTube. And then on the socials, it's at the Samas with an underscore at the end, both on TikTok and our Instagram, as well as on our Twitter. X.
X. I always be Twitter, guys. So we can't adjust to change that quickly.
Hey.
X, what the X
we're so quite used to it. So yeah.
X Gaban.
You're so right.
No, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. I hope you don't become a stranger to us. I can't wait for the event. I'll be watching. I can't wait to see it.
We pray that everybody watches, and we truly want the audience and the whole of South African community to engage with our artists and musicians, because it's their time as us as the fans, and it's also time for our artists as well and talent.
You'll be very surprised at how many people support you guys.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Awesome stuff. It is at 8:57 Central African time. Kitty is on standby for Out and About, and we're going to take a short break and find out what's happening on her show.
When you have to wake your neighbors up.
This is Sahara with Loliwe. This song gets me thinking, though, how many songs have been written when it comes to trains? And it got me asking myself, what is so special about this form of transportation? When can this song be written ever about a tuk-tuk, that form of transportation?
Nobody writes a song about go-karts. But when it comes to songs like about trains, I've noticed. Is there a song about an aeroplane, by the way?
Sorry.
Somebody writing about an aeroplane. Ooh, the turbulence. What about those big ships? Are there any songs about those? But I really noticed that in different languages, you will find out there are songs when it comes to trains. Yeah, stimela sasezula, stimela, then loliwe, my train. There's gotta be something so special about trains.
The Shy Guy.
See, people who have something to look forward to don't need an alarm clock.
You listen to The Shy Guy. 3 to 6 a.m. on the Morning Switch.
Nkhanza zokhudza amuna ndi azimayi kapena kuti gender based violence GBV zikuwononga mioyo komanso kuphwasula midzi. Zikuchitika m'manyumba, m'masukulu, malo ogwirira ntchito ndipo kwambiri mwakachetechete, koma sizikuyenera kupitirira. Mukazimva yankhulani. Ngati mwakhuzidwa funani chithandizo, chifukwa kusachita chilichonse sikuthandiza. Mverani kuma wireless onse 14 a SABC kuchokera lachitatu pa 23 mwezi uno wa Julai kuti mumve zokambirana, malangizo, masewero, zionetsero za maphunziro ndi mafunso okhuza nkhanza za amuna ndi azimayi ndi akatswiri, anthu opulumuka ku nkhanzazi, kukhazikitsa lamulo komanso dziko lonse lokhuzidwa ndi nkhanzazi. Zonsezi pa wireless yomwe mumayikonda ya SABC. Imbirani pa nambala 0800 428 428 kuti munene za nkhanzazi kapena kupeza chithandizo. Nkhanza zokhuza amuna ndi azimayi zimatha ndi inu. Uthenga ukufikani kuchokera ku SABC.
It is at 8:59 Central African time. Kitty, my baby.
Listen, we've got an amazing chef Nazrana, who's coming through as well. We're going to be tasting some lovely food.
Jealous.
And then that's Shayla for you. And then we're going to be checking out everything that's got to do with fitness and body weight training with Orleen Malumba. And then Varushka Singh, Miss South Africa 2026, is going to be coming through to be chatting to us today. And then we're going to be checking out what's happening on the pop culture scene, what's happening in in Celebville, what's the scoop. So that's what's going to be coming up on Out and About.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Kitty, for that one. I'm handing over my crown to you from the Oasis team. Thank you so much for choosing the African way to wake up this morning. It is 9 a.m. Central African time. Have a beautiful and blessed Saturday. Goodbye.
SABC News. The African perspective.
Top stories this hour. 2 foreign nationals arrested in South Africa for unlawful possession of explosives, and UK top advisor